Thank you. Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here with you. I'm really happy that you have invited me to speak at your national conference. And I just want to congratulate you on being able to pull off a 3-day virtual conference. That is way more than any other Clubhouse coalitions and Clubhouse network have done during this pandemic. So I'm really excited about being part of this. I'm Anita Lambaeek, as it was just mentioned, and I work with Clubhouse International, and I'm working out of Denmark. I have been working with Clubhouse International for the last 5.5 years. And before that, I worked with 2 different clubhouses in Denmark, in Aalborg and in Frederikshavn. So I've been working with clubhouses for around 14 years. I am a part of a little group of staff in Clubhouse International. We used to be 8 staff, but now we are up to 9 staff. We just hired a new staff called Jen Cardenas. So we are now 9 full-time staff, and my role of staff is to be support and contact person for all the European clubhouses. So some of you might know me. I'm working closely with our accreditation, and I'm also working with our startup groups around Europe, and mostly around Europe, but also outside of Europe. I work with accreditation in the way that I support the teams that are out doing accreditation. I work on editing accreditation reports, and I plan accreditation visits. So some of you might also have been in contact with me about planning your accreditation visit. And then I work together with my colleagues on training the new faculty. We just did one faculty training this year and was very lucky to have 2 persons from Finland being in that training. So we are very thrilled about expanding our faculty with people from the Finnish Clubhouse community. You are a lot of clubhouses, so it's of course given that we also need a lot of representatives in our faculty from Finland. What I will do today is to give you a little tour around the international Clubhouse community, look at what happened in this year of the pandemic that has been so different a year for everyone and every clubhouses than we have ever experienced in the Clubhouse community. We have had to face a lot of challenges, but we have also learned so much about working digitally and virtually. And we have got a lot of opportunities to expand what we are doing to support clubhouses. So what we are working with in Clubhouse International can be explained on this simple illustration. We work on expansion to support the opening of new clubhouses around the world. I will talk more about this in a minute. We work on accreditation, the quality assurance program for clubhouses. Then we make sure that there's training opportunities and conference opportunities for all clubhouses. We work on public awareness to surround stigma and to make it clear how clubhouses is a great opportunity for people struggling with their mental health. Then we work on advocacy to ensure and work for better fundings for existing and new clubhouses. And then we work on research on the clubhouse model. We work closely with a university in Massachusetts that is working with our CPQ. Most of you would know that is our Clubhouse profile questionnaire that clubhouses are asked to fill in every year. And I just want to show you, because one of the things we have done this year is that we have hired a person who is responsible for all our communication to ensure that Clubhouses is even more known. And one of the things he is doing is he is working on small videos to demonstrate the strength of the Clubhouse. So I'll just show you a little video on who we are. So this is just an example of some of the work we are doing. We try to make visibility around the model. And as the video said, the Clubhouses is all of us being related to a Clubhouse, its members, staff, directors, and us working at Clubhouse International. It's been a great, I have been part of working with this agency that is helping us with the video, and it's been so great to finally have the opportunity to reach more people online. We have been pushing out all of these different videos on different social media platforms, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. So you might come across some of the videos. We have been working with different themes. We have been working with employment theme, stigma. I will later on show you a short video as well around stigma. So I hope at one point you will go in and see all the small videos we have. They are all available on YouTube. So you can find them if you go to Clubhouse International's YouTube. So the next thing I want to talk about is expansion. It's the area we cover where we support the opening of new clubhouses. As some of you might know, Clubhouse International does not have any opportunities to financially do a lot of support for new clubhouses, but we can support in the way that we can do mentorship. We can help direct new startups to funding sources. And we have the last couple of years had the opportunity to do some fellowships where we can support new startups with training and their attendance in different conferences. So that has been great to finally having a little resources to support startups in that way. So at this point, more than 50 startup groups are working throughout the world in 15 different countries and 24 different states in the US. And here in Europe, we have startup groups in Turkey, in Poland, in Ukraine, England, Sweden, the Netherlands, Belgium, Iran, and Norway. So as you can see, there's a huge interest in opening new clubhouses. Just an example is Sweden. They have at this point 10 startups that are working dedicated to open clubhouses. I am meeting with them next week to go over the international perspective of clubhouses. So it's really exciting that the model seems to be growing so rapidly, and especially in this situation we have been in now for a year of being in a pandemic, a worldwide crisis, and still there is so much energy and focus on building new clubhouses. I have been working, as I said, with Clubhouse International for a little more than 5 years, but we have for the last 14 years been working with a specific training for new clubhouses called New Clubhouse Development Training. So since 2006, we have trained 99 groups, and this has led to that over 80% of these groups have opened clubhouses or are in the process of opening one. So this is this is only a little group of startups, but this group I'm talking about here is those that have specifically been attending new Clubhouse development training. That is one of the training opportunities that is offered in the Clubhouse community. The model has also been growing last year because of the pandemic. We had 15 new clubhouses signing membership with Clubhouse International. We only have 2 clubhouses that was lapsed, so that was a surplus of 13 clubhouses last year. So the worldwide community grew by 13 clubhouses, and already this year we have had 7 new member clubhouses, and we have no clubhouses has left the community. So the model seems to be in a great position in growing bigger and growing more clubhouses. So the total as April 20th this year was that worldwide we have 322 clubhouses in 30 different countries and 35 different states. Another area I would like to cover today and talk about today is training. I mentioned the new Clubhouse development training, but we do a lot of other trainings together with our training bases. You have your great training base in Helsinki and at Helsinki Klubitalot. And actually, Helsinki Klubitalot was groundbreaking this year because they were the first clubhouse to host virtual training. We have been working with our training bases on preparing virtual training since fall last year. And a lot of training bases has decided to offer virtual training because of the restriction of traveling. But there are also a few clubhouses that are planning on doing on-site training as regular training where you come and stay at the clubhouse. So let's just look at that and the calendar for this year. There is 7 virtual clubhouse training planned, as you see at this virtual option here. It's a 2-week training, and it's called just virtual clubhouse training. It is not a substitute of the 2 weeks comprehensive training, but it is an opportunity for those clubhouses that is in huge need of training. We have had a lot of requests for this virtual training because of new hires, new staff that has to go to training. So the 7 2-week training that we have scheduled for this year is already fully booked. So we are working hard to get more options added. We also have a virtual option for a 1-week training. We have that scheduled 3 times this year. The 1-week online virtual training will be covering young adults and employment. So those 2 topics is what we are planning on offering virtually at this point. So when we look at on-site training, there is 18 training sessions planned this year on-site. Norway and Mosaic Clubhouse in London are planning on doing on-site training, and most of the US training bases as well. And then for the 1-week training, we have scheduled the track training. We have scheduled 2 1-week track training, employment and young adults. Then an exciting thing for this year, I hope you can see my screen here, is that we have decided that the World Seminar this year will be a virtual event. It was scheduled to be hosted in the United States this year. 2 years ago we were in Oslo, so this year it was planned to be in the United States. But what we learned was that a lot of the European and the Asian Clubhouse will be restricted from traveling. So we have decided to make sure that we are not stigmatizing anyone that can't travel, that this year the virtual, World Seminar will be a virtual seminar. So it will be an online event from October 4th to October 8th. And let me just go here. So it will be a 5-day event, and we will, as we always have, we will have different invited external speakers, and we will have them speaking at plenaries, and then we will have sessions, that is breakout sessions, where we will cover 15 different topics. We are looking at having topics that is mostly for young clubhouses or startup clubhouses. Then we will have topics that is relevant for more veteran clubhouses. And then we will have topics that will be relevant for people that is not familiar with the Clubhouse model. It could be collaborating partners in WHO, from United for Global Mental Health. It could be people from auspice agencies that would like to learn more about clubhouses. So we hope that we can cover a program that is interesting for everyone in our community and also for people from outside our community. We hope that by having the event being a virtual event like yours here, these 3 days in Finland, that we can reach even more people than what we usually do in our on-site world seminars. So we really hope that you can help us by getting the word out that there is this virtual opportunity. We have not set the price yet, but it will of course be a very different price than when we do the on-site events, because there is no hotel cost related, there is no travel cost related. So we hope that this will be a successful event, and we hope to see a lot of you there. I will show you that in a minute, but we have planned it so that we are covering all time zones. So let's just move on and take a look at that. So here is the program as it will look. There will be on Monday an opening session. It will be 2 times a day. So for you in Finland, it will be starting at 3 in the afternoon. And it's the same that is running here in the that would be in the night, your time, that will be 3 o'clock at night. So that's, I think, not relevant for you, but you will be able to access it here. And I think this first beam up here will be what is might be the best time opportunity for you, because all of these sessions will start at 3 p.m. and all 15 sessions will be covered between this time starting at 3 p.m. Ending at 6:45 in the evening. So we hope that it's also attractive for you in Finland to join this conference. Another thing that Clubhouse International has been introducing this year together with Fountain House and Clubhouse Europe is that we have decided that we wanted to do something for the Clubhouse community now that everyone is online and working virtually. So we wanted to do some learning session, and that became the webinars. We are in the beginning, we had a webinar every week. Then over the summer, the frequency became less than once a week. It became once a month. And since then, we have hosted a live webinar once a month. that you can join for free and where you have the opportunity to ask questions to the presenters. I just want to show you because they are all available on YouTube. So if you're interested, you can go and find the playlist by searching for one webinar series, and they are all around an hour, and they all cover Clubhouse related work and discussions. So we have one about reopening your Clubhouse after the pandemic. We have one about hybrid Clubhouse, our values. I like very much the last one we had that was about how the standards was started, how they were first put down on paper, and how the standard has been evolving over time. So I would really encourage you to go in and take a look at the one webinars. They are made from Clubhouse people to Clubhouse people, so I think you will like them. So another thing I briefly want to talk about is accreditation, because it has been a very special thing this year that we have gone from doing on-site accreditation to having had to transition to virtual accreditation. We did a lot of piloting in how to do a visit when you're virtual. So we started doing that in October. And this year in January, we were ready to launch the virtual accreditation. And as you can see, we have until today this year done 12 visits. It was a slow start, one in January, one in February, 2 in March. But back in April, we did 8. And from now and until January, we are fully booked with between 8 and 9 virtual visits every month. A few of them has been scheduled to be on-site visits, but most of them are virtual visits. I was lucky to be working with David from Oslo and Katis from Suvimäki on a virtual visit in Tuusulanjärven a couple of weeks back. It was great for me to be virtual in a clubhouse, and it was great to see how strong clubhouses are despite of everything that we have been through this year. So it seems to be a good transition. But with that said, whenever it's possible again, we will move back to doing the on-site visits, because we know that working together side by side, that relationship you build with the team when the team is in your clubhouse is so crucial. So I just want to, before we end today, I can see my time is running up. We talked about that we have done these videos, and we have worked on getting the words out about clubhouses. I want to show you that you can find all the videos on YouTube. If you go to Clubhouse International, you can review all the small videos. We have, for example, one about how to talk about mental illness. We have about TE employment, supported employment, and independent employment. We have here, you can see Jonah from Pelleran, one about faculty work. So I also encourage you to go to YouTube and search for Clubhouse International and sniff around in all the great videos that we have been launching this year. So by that, I just want to say this was the little tour I had in the international Clubhouse community. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you for listening, and I hope very much to see a lot of you in person, hopefully early next year. So thank you so much.